like that video. Russ is a wonderful man, and I think he's just a great explanation there. That kind of wraps up what we're going to do for tonight. I did want to take Q&A, but before doing that, I didn't know how many of you were going to come tonight. I think it's probably like 500 of you here tonight. It's not what we were expecting. We only made 50 copies. You see how optimistic I was. Maybe this was your penance or something here. But if you walk out of the meeting out, there are about 25 copies. We'll make a lot more copies for tomorrow night. But it's a very interesting article from the JAMA, Journal of the American Medical Association. It's written by 3 different doctors and stuff like that. And it basically talks about the physical death of Jesus that we can learn from the Shroud of Turin. So as you walk out, there will be those copies here. We'll make up many more. But it kind of describes what I was describing before about the scourging at the pillar. One thing I didn't describe to you yet, but I'll try to do that more tomorrow. Our artistic presentation of Jesus, I think not really until Mel Gibson did his movie, The Passion. You know, it was generally seen as kind of the painting we saw where he envisioned it. We often think of Jesus carrying this cross, kind of this like T-shaped cross going through. But in actual fact, the way the Romans would do it, because wood was a precious commodity, they would actually leave the stipes, the vertical parts of the crucifixion spot. And they used to crucify a lot of people. They would leave those upright parts there. And actually the person who's going to be crucified would only carry what they call the patibulum. And the patibulum is actually the cross piece. And so it's kind of like a railroad tie, whatever you call it, this type of thing like that. The horrible part of it is that if you stop and think about it, like Jesus falling and all the rest, here he had this kind of massive, piece of wood, rough piece of wood across his shoulders, and he would have been carrying that cross. But when he fell, like 3 times he falls, that we commemorate the Station of the Cross. Just imagine, if I were to fall right now, I'd put my hands out to break my fall. But Jesus did not have that opportunity to do that. It's not like he was carrying this thing and fall like on the side. It was actually really tied in. So he could turn his head, perhaps, on one side, turn it on the other, but then he had the crown of thorns on top. So, as I said yesterday during the homily, I hope this is a moment as we identify with the sufferings of Christ, but above all, we come to a greater appreciation of the love of Christ for each one of us, because it's not just gory details for the sake of gory details, that we're not a sadomasochistic type of religion or whatever. It really is ultimately about the resurrection, and I'll be speaking a lot more about that tomorrow night. But I think there's so many fascinating things that it reveals to us, the Shroud, that is so historically accurate from what we know from history and studies and the path that I showed you before. So if anyone does want to leave now, you feel free to do so. I was going to take questions, but I don't want people to feel like you have to stay. This was the presentation up till now. If anyone wants to leave, feel free. Marcy, good to see you. I'm noting this, Marcy. I gotcha. But if anyone wants to ask any questions, I'll do the best of my ability to respond to them. Father Carlos has the microphone, but please don't feel like you have to stay right after this part. And tomorrow night, we will be meeting at 7:30. Tomorrow night will be much more a theological, spiritual reflection of what we can learn from the Shroud of Turin. So, go ahead.
Why wasn't the carbon-14 dating study repeated?
They may repeat that again. There was discussion of that. But, and it would be good if they do that. Hopefully, they'll do it from the other parts. One of my thoughts, this is just me being a little cynical, is that as the Catholic Church, we've never actually said definitively, very apostle Christ, etc. If we do actually, verify it further, I mean, we stole it from the Greeks. We stole it in 1204. If we do that, I even have to return it. And I don't know if the previous boy, when they get to the church or whatever, kind of slowly goes or whatever. So it probably should go back to Constantinople. But then if it goes there, you say, well, actually, it probably should go back to Odessa. And eventually all the way back. So it's one of those things that, as I said, I just want to sit in a part of me. But I think they may do it in the future. I think there's enough interest and enough understanding that 1988 report really wasn't accurate, and let's do it again another time. These are actually on photographic paper. Gary Schwartz, the Jewish man I told you about before, who's the official photographer, who lives out in Colorado now, he actually gave me both of these. This is huge photographic paper. This is not a cloth.
Father Stephen?
Yes. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
I
That is not a cloth.
California. He's really made it his life passion. Apparently, he's done some, using medical imaging techniques, kind of replicated this concept of really the shroud being a three-dimensional hologram. Not just a 2D image, but actually it's a three-dimensional process that
they use the
takes place.
same camera. It's the VPA analyzer imaging device. Same thing that they use like to study Mars, to be able to see the mountains and the valleys, using that same technology. I didn't include it because we ran out of time, but it is the fascinating thing that when they use that same VPA analyzer technique on the shroud, if you did it on a normal photograph, the photograph would be all distorted. But when you do it on the shroud, it actually has the three-dimensional parts. I'm going to show you a life-size replica of what they've actually been able to do to show what the shroud looks like. And there's this other guy, same one who did the chrono blank on his name, but he did that thing with Abraham Lincoln, reconstructed the face of Abraham Lincoln. He did a similar thing with the shroud of, what's his name? Not Brady. No, it was famous. But yeah, there's a lot more information. There's a ton more. I was trying to consolidate it to a brief day. The man that really intrigued me was Dr. Zugby. I mean, he lived just right up the road from us. Dr. Fred Zugby, his son was also the doctor as well. He was very, very involved in all this. He did so much research on it. Dr. Pierre Bardet, who did a lot of replications. A lot of real good scientific people that are out there that was trying to prove the things that we see here actually make perfect sense, and yet they go contrary to so much of the artistic renditions, except for the face. And that's what I'm going to concentrate on a lot on tomorrow night. We also often speak out in the Bible, seek the face of the Lord, seek the face of the Lord, and I think it's something we all do, and I think in that nano moment when we are finally resurrected, when we get to the other side, right, to see the finally the face of our Lord is the moment we're all waiting for. And I think the shroud helps us in that way. Go ahead.
So it is an amazing thing. I really enjoyed your talk tonight. But both you and everything else has been, it's either the image of Christ or it's a fake. Wants to say it's not the image of some other crucified person from the
Correct. No, and I should have said that before. I mean, it could have been another crucified person at that time, et cetera, but normally scourging was not part of crucifixion, so that would make it a little bit different. That the fact that he's a Jewish man from all the different parts, again, the Romans crucified a lot of other people, but they weren't all Jews that they were crucifying. There's a lot of things that maybe you could say it was some other Jewish person at that time. Could be, but it would still be truly miraculous. The Jewish man is the actual, it's on the back side of it, it's the Jewish pigtail that they would have had that at that time. Also, they're saying that the features of it, the beard, the different things that would have been very much part of the Jewish physiognomy, that makeup there. And again, at the end of the day, 100% saying this is definitively this. The church will never say that. I will never say that. I don't think anyone would be in the right mind to. But for me, I'm like 99.99% certain of that. And for me, that's kind of enough. And even if someone were to debunk it, what I've gotten out of it up to this stage, of helping me to really get into my meditations on Good Friday and my understanding of what Jesus actually endured, I think this is highly valuable. But I really think it would be. But you can't go that step further. It's impossible.
Hey, Father, I read that there's a separate headpiece that's also kind of
I cut that out as well. It's called the Sudarium. And those of you who are at St. Gabriel's and you came with me to Spain on the pilgrimage, Mary, when you were there, I actually brought everyone there. It's in northwestern Spain. Drawing a blank now on his name. He's an Englishman, but he lives in Spain there. The Sudarium is what we believe is the face cloth of Christ, and it's there in Oviedo now, in the church over there. And we believe it was the cloth that was put over the face. The amazing thing about that is that the stains on the shroud and the stains on the Oviedo Sudarium, as they call it, the kind of the sweat cloth that was over the face, they just coincide perfectly, and yet one went this way along the Mediterranean historically, the other one went this way in Northern Africa historically, one landed in Spain, one landed in Italy, and but I do remember, what's his name? Anyway, the world famous there, a guy who was able to get him to speak to our group. We just started our pilgrimage, we got everyone out there to Santiago, and I had him, we just unpacked our bags and we went to his talk. Oh my God, I felt so guilty. Everyone in my group was snoring, nodding their heads, and this guy was world expert on the Sudarium and the video, and I said, never, plan to talk at the beginning of a pilgrimage. And I myself was falling, I had to apologize to him profusely that we really weren't disrespecting him. We were just completely jet lagged. But yeah, the Sudarium is fascinating. It's a much smaller cloth, and we do believe that was the other cloth. There's the one cloth here and the other one there. Anyway. They had done some testing on that and the same blood type, and they've done on cadavers to see how it would have fit, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not as read up on that one, but it does really coincide. And I did have slides on that, but I knew I couldn't cover that. Pat? Passes saying, why don't they do that definitive step? It's the same thing as like the bones of St. Peter, under St. Peter's Basilica, if you ever get a chance to go down to Scotty. I mean, again, we're 99.9% certain that it is, but, definitively we don't have that saliva from Jesus to definitively say it, and that's about it. And again, it's a step of faith to go beyond who Jesus is. It's one thing to say, okay, this is a guy who's crucified, scourged, crown of thorns, blah, blah, blah. But it's our faith in Jesus is such a bigger quantum leap beyond that he's actually the Messiah. Right? And so, go ahead. Your question.
Just a quick question. Is there an explanation for the placement of hand between the negative and the shroud?
Is there, I'm sorry,
Is there an explanation for, if you look at the negative, it looks like his left hand is over his right hand, and if you look at the shroud, it looks like the right hand's over the left.
Oh yeah, because this is actually reversed. Because see this part and that part, it's just the way the imagery was there. So you're very perceptive, very good. Yeah, you got that. And it's that negative swap image there. Very good. Go ahead, get an answer.
Just a question, the markings on either side of the body, are they from the fire? The markings coming down?
The markings coming down, yes. All of this stuff that you see here, these are the bird markings, and then these things were folded over and folded on top of each other. So it's actually just one corner, and so the scorching, as you see, it all corresponds. And actually, at one stage, these holes you see here, to save it, at one of the fires, they actually stuck like a rod to see if they could actually kind of pull it out and everything. So again, all of these correspond to the same kind of folding part that was there. So it's all of that, the really, really visible markings that you see, the really visible ones, are all damage. Fire damage, sewing damage, mortar stains, other damage you can see down below. So the most visible parts are the ones, and that's what Russ was talking about. When you turn that around, you can see all of that still. But the image, no. You don't see the image on the side. It's that superficial. It's that light on that one side. Then I can show a little, this is a pie spot of mine, which again I can't definitively say this or whatever. But there's one other researcher that I heard speak once, and his thought was that the Shroud of Turin, the burial cloth, 14-foot long burial cloth, his thought was that that was actually the tablecloth that would have been on the table of the Last Supper. So basically the first altar cloth of the first Mass of Jesus celebrating the Last Supper, he's saying that that would have been the same one, which I think, again, you can't prove it or whatever, but from my own pietistic point of view, I kind of like that, because when we're celebrating on the altar, it's the body and the blood of Jesus, and then there on the other image, the other side, it's the body and blood of Jesus that kind of join the two together. And he said as well that that actually corresponded to the way the Jews would have their, that's what was Last Supper, they're all kind of sitting on the one side. That was the Jewish custom. And the servers would only ever come from the one side to bring the meal, never come from behind. So they all would have been seated like that. So again, it's a pietistic type of thing. It's something not promoting it scientifically or anything, but it's something that's kind of appealed a lot to me. Because again, it's that type of cloth that could have been cloth on the table. So again, I'm not definitely promoting that. Yes, go ahead. Sorry, Diane, yes.
Yes, I never understood why Christ had to be nailed to the cross, because the good thief and the bad thief were tied to the cross, I understood. Not everybody was nailed to the cross.
The Romans did it in different ways. It really depended. There are things we've had of other artifacts they have, like a wrist bone with a nail through it. So I guess it depended on how weak or strong the person was. Maybe if there's enough strength they could tie it, it could fit. Maybe it's the type of wood, or it's the way it was. I mean, and that the good thief and the other thief, they could have been nailed to the cross as well. I don't know any part of Scripture that says they were definitively roped to the cross while Jesus was nailed. At least I don't know any Bible scholars, I don't remember that. So they could have been just as nailed, just as much. Or maybe they ran out of nails. The Romans did this a lot. I mean, they did a lot of crucifixions. They were experts. This is to make you suffer. This is really, and that's why most people die of asphyxiation. Because what would happen is that you would try to breathe, so you try to push yourself up with your legs to get a little breath, but then you couldn't because it's too painful, so you went down. As you went down, then your arms hurt. So it's basically that. So when the Romans generally did, the big point they made about not breaking the bone of Jesus, when the Romans were like, all right, we've had enough, this is horrible, whatever, they would just go over and just break the leg, just hit it like a baseball bat here, and then the person would just fall down and they would die of asphyxiation, which is what we think ultimately Jesus And the other thing, well, we get more into that tomorrow night, but, you know, they said it so many times that people being crucified were in so much pain that they would just curse and scream and yell. It was just such a horrific vision and sighting to be there. But they say sometimes they would actually cut out their tongues so that they wouldn't have to listen to all that stuff. But to think of Jesus, when we think of the 7 last words, that he was saying such kind and gentle and sweet things, and he makes it all the more remarkable, knowing the intensity of the pain, and yet the loving words that are coming out. So, Barbara, go ahead. Barbara, I'm sorry, Don.
It's just amazing when you look at it. You said all of the dark markings and the sewings, it's all on the sides. Nothing really is affecting the image.
Thank God, yes. Yeah. Yeah, all the fires that happened, all the damage. And as I said, when I was there from 93 to 2000, in 97, there was a fire in Korean Cathedral. And like, what's this with fires? And, you know, all these churches, I guess it's the candles or whatever. But they had this guy running in, I remember it was on the news, and he's coming out and he's got the Turin, shroud of Turin on him. It could have been destroyed again there, you know? But anyway. So we'll take 2 last questions. You guys have been really wonderful. Thank you.
Clearly, this wasn't an accident, or the image of Christ be put on a piece of cloth. So I think we generally think of it as a miracle of some kind. In 2,000 years, nothing else has appeared to enforce our belief, like this might have, that this was the image of Christ and people were given this miracle. A bit strange, you know? In 2,000 years, it was intended to give us this visible representation that this really did happen. Just think it's awfully strange that nothing else has appeared in 2,000 years. Yeah, any thoughts on that?
I think it was a beautiful parting gift of our Lord, so to speak. And, you know, the God who lives outside of time and eternity. I mean, I think part of this is knowing that as our scientific discovery would go on, this would, you know, help us in this age of scientific belief and understanding and knowledge. But
Breathing would be better. Breathing would be better. One.
yeah, I guess so. Well, why don't you take these stand and then next to it, whatever there is.
Have there been any miracles attributed to people that have come in contact?
King Akbar. So King Akbar had leprosy, and he was cured of his leprosy, but I don't know of any others there. So that's a very good question. I'll research into that. So why don't you just take the last question, and then we're going to go. Go ahead. Want to use your big voice, do our voice, louder voice, go ahead. Yeah, I know you have a voice.
So, first of all, excuse me for being late.
I didn't know that as well. I see that. Marcy, that's early, we were Thursday,
And then excuse my ignorance for the second part, which is my question. Christ is Jewish, or was Jewish, correct? So I was just always curious as to why he was buried in a Catholic kind of way.
No, he was buried according to Jewish customs.
Okay.
And that's why they were buried. That's why they tried to get everything done before the sunset because of the Passover and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So he was buried with all Jewish customs. There's a whole other part which I didn't get into, which is all the flowers that are put around, et cetera, but we don't have time for that. He was buried not in a Catholic manner or anything like that. He was buried in a Jewish traditional manner.
Okay, because I
The spices, right, with the cloth and the spices and laying all that out.
I understand they said Shiva, right? So I don't know if that took place, but I just was curious as to.
Right, so the early Christians were all Jewish. I mean, Mary was Jewish, Jesus was Jewish, they all followed those traditional customs, they had kosher, they did these things, et cetera, right? But it's the beginning of the new religion, what we were seeing as an after. But again, thank you everyone. Thank you very much for